All right, the last new kind of thing that I want to introduce. Oh, we finally got into the red. So that's exciting. Um, Before we start to actually kind of make a mix, is one more organizational component. So we have a drum group, and it's not letting me select as a group. That's okay. I have the shift key. But my solos work. I am going to make what's called a routing folder. A routing folder is a form kind of a submix. I will teach in the future multiple ways of achieving the same outcome, but I have come to really like routing folders. So as an introduction, that's where we're going to start. And I'm going to create a stereo routing folder that will be called drums. Looks like this. Right now, this is an empty folder. When we highlight all of our drum tracks and drag it on top of the folder, now we have a full folder, and we can open up and kind of show all of our drum tracks. When I press play, you're going to notice that there is no signal going through this folder at the moment. It is called drums, so the output of the input I/O of the folder is called drums. So we need to address the output I/O of our drum tracks. And we're not going to look for output, but bus, and you see that there is one called drums. Now, notice that this behavior did not go across my group. I could probably modify the group and make that happen, but I can also just hit Option Shift and do this again. And Option and Shift does to all that are highlighted. Now when I press play, you'll see that I have signal going through here. And this allows me to mute and adjust the overall volume of my drums without having to move the individual track faders. Now, I have a drum group, so every time I make an adjustment, everything's going to happen, or that move is going to happen to all the tracks. I can turn this off. I can make individual changes. If I want to then globally control the drums again, I can turn on my group. But in this case, using a routing folder, I don't have to do that. I can maintain control individually and have global control over the entire drum kit. Not only that, I can have a much cleaner looking session because I don't have to see all of these tracks at once. I can look at them when I want to. I can open them up and do individual processing, EQ, compression, etc. But I can also do global processing to the drum set. Okay, so that's a routing folder. So anything that's multiples that I might want control over that, I could use a routing folder. I could certainly make a piano group, and I could make another routing folder for the piano, which makes sense because if I want to EQ the piano, I don't really want to have to put in two EQs if the same EQ makes sense. So here now, so what's interesting with that is that you do need to solo your piano in order to hear it. But you have global control and you can hide things again. So color-wise, I want to maintain my nice lime green, my red for the drum kits, etc., etc. Oh, Hammer. I didn't actually drag my tracks into my folder yet. It was still going through it because I had the output set. I should say the output set, but it wasn't able to be opened and closed. There you have routing folders.